Hello, this is Sound Has No Cell. My name is Bola Omotayo. Here I discuss African proverbs and particularly Yoruba proverbs. I know more of that than proverbs from any other land. So today we are discussing another proverb. It says, Ìbàjẹ́ kì í báni lágbà, kékeré ní tí ń báni lọ. Ìbàjẹ́ kì í báyàn lágbà, kékeré ló ti ń báyàn lọ. You know, there is none of us that is here now that can say, I was there when this earth was established. And there is none of us who can claim to be the first man on earth, which means this place had existed before you and I came. And when we came, we met standards. The standards applied anywhere in the world would change from time to time, but get this right, it will not change because of your inability to comply. It will not change because of the inability of an individual to comply. When you come out and say, I won't let them define, the society does, excuse me, you are the one who is undisciplined. And those standards will not change because of your inability, of your lack of strength to comply, to be disciplined, to align, to adjust. It will not change. It will change when there is the need for certain things to change, and that change would be for the benefit of the whole. It won't just change for your indiscipline. So when they say, in this society, this is how elders should be treated, that is what it is. It is what it is. It is societal standard. It is a value that the society had adopted, had agreed upon. So if you want to remain undisciplined, you want to go another track, the society, not you, the society would describe that as indiscipline, and it is. If you say that's how you want to do your own, that's how blah 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 blah. Excuse me, you know what that means? You are odd. You know what that means? You are maladjusted. That is what you are. So societal values will not change because of the indiscipline of an individual. It will change when the generality of the people, when the system, when the authorities, when all of us see that this thing is no longer serving the purpose, and the wind of change will just blow. It will be controlled from a level that is beyond you as an individual. The wind of change is ever blowing, but you are not in charge of it. So if you are undisciplined, it does not make the wind of change blow across the land. It is you that is maladjusted. But the wind of change will blow when it is considered necessary by the hierarchies who hold the remote control to the affairs of this place. So when you see a professor who exhibits, who shows speech indiscipline, he didn't start because he had read so much and is now a professor. No, he started from childhood. They must have been telling her, whatever her name may be, this is how you address elders. When people are sick, this is how you react or respond to them. This is how you regard them. This is how you show them. This is what you show to them. This is how you respond to it. When people are in need, this is how you respond to it. Either you have something to give or you don't have anything to give. This is how you respond to it. When people are ill, this is how you talk about them. Either you are the caregiver or not. Either you are in a position to recommend anything to them or not. Either you are close by or far away. This is how you respond to people in distress. You don't wish people excruciating pain in sickness and at the point close to death. You don't. It is an act of indiscipline, and it did not start when it won't start at a level when you are now independent. Your indiscipline started from when you were dependent on your parents or guardian or teachers, and they must have told you a lot about etiquette, about discipline of different things, discipline of speech, discipline of comportment, discipline of interaction, discipline of PR, discipline of finance, discipline of hygiene, discipline of anything. But when you are now an adult, a thought leader, an opinion leader, a member of a respectable academy or academies or whatever, and you now lack the discipline that you should have learned from age 3, then it is obvious that truly the Yoruba proverb is true. Ìbàjẹ́ kì í bá àyàn lágbà, kékeré ló ti ń bá nìyí lọ. Indiscipline does not start when you are, it doesn't even start at puberty. When they say adolescent exuberance, juvenile delinquency, it doesn't reflect, it doesn't play out on the same scale in every youth. So the work that your parents had done from when you were a toddler, a baby, a toddler, a child, will still reflect in how you exhibit your juvenile delinquency or youthful exuberance when you are at that age. Ìbàjẹ́ kì í bá ní lágbà, kékeré ní tí ń bá ní lọ. A person may be brilliant in subjects. You may be fantastic in geography, in physics, in chemistry, in civics, in biology, in sociology, in philosophy. You may be brilliant in subject, but stupid in actual life, in your day-to-day life. You may be a complete idiot when it comes to native intelligence and emotional intelligence. So being disciplined, there is that you are smart in having a grasp of school subjects does not mean that you are also clever in day-to-day life and your interaction with other people. Ìbàjẹ́ kì í bá ní lágbà, kékeré ní tí ń bá ní lọ. And that is why you will see a well-brought-up 12-year-old girl doing better what some professors cannot do. You may see a well-brought-up 12-year-old girl who knows how to interact with her classmates, with elderly people in the neighborhood, with the pastor in the church, with people wherever she goes. She knows what to do, and everybody will say that girl, that boy is very polite, is well adjusted, is well brought up, and the professor will open her mouth and spill shit. It is not because she's a professor, and it is not because she's not a professor. It is just because she failed to get tamed. She refused to get tamed from her childhood. So apart from being brilliant in school subjects, apart from being brilliant in chemistry and physics, you also need to, if you failed to imbibe home etiquette from childhood, you can then go for personal grooming. There are grooming schools, grooming institutes around. You can read books on how to interact within a decent society. You can read books about life, on different subjects of life, so that ibi tó yẹ ká ti bọ́gbọ́n, ibi tó yẹ ká ti bá ọgbọ́n, àní máa bá gọ̀m̀bẹ̀. That's another proverb. Where we are supposed to meet wisdom, we won't meet foolishness. And when you react to issues, you also need the skill to be able to separate issues from emotions, to separate individuals from systems. You know, when I react to certain things going on within the society, I don't like to mention people's names, because it is not you, it is the issue. It is the issue in your behavior that we want to treat, not you as an individual. So, but if somebody sits on top of a system and she does everything to serve the system that she heads well, you don't blame them for that. You look beyond what the system expects of them and see the beauty of their individual life. And even what you consider as bad in the system that they had is not considered as bad by the subjects of that system. That is why they are heroes in that system. The Yoruba, till tomorrow, will celebrate Moremi Ajashoro. But the other people, the people on the other side, would describe her in another light, in another way. They don't see the people that Moremi helped Yoruba to suppress, do not see Moremi the way the Yoruba see her. So if the queen left her kingdom to go and source for things by the means that the system knew, to go and source for things that would sustain her kingdom, the people of that kingdom will celebrate her. But the people whose leadership were not smart enough and allowed evil to come into their system may not see her that way. But it is what it is. Life is ever evolving. The people who were foolish yesterday would become smart. And if they are not yet smart, we should only pray and work and ensure that as a people, as a system, we get smarter. We don't blame somebody who made exploits that will sustain a system that she pledged alliance to. And as an individual, you can learn lessons from our life, even from our life, to make your own system better and contribute the lessons of our life to your own system to make it better and make it more caring, more sensitive to the welfare of the subjects. So somebody was, not only somebody, there have been a few people who said some very, very unkind things about the queen's passing, about the queen, and about our pains towards the last moment. And I think we can look beyond that. But beyond that, even when you are bitter, even when you are against a system or an individual, there is a way that you say things and people will not feel, "Who is that foolish idiot?" So everybody needs the speech etiquette. Everybody needs etiquette in the way we say things, in the way we relate to issues, in the way we you also have your image as an individual, as a professor, as a student, or as anybody. You have an image to protect, and that image is not even uh it's not fully formed until you are dead. Your image is never fully formed until your last breath. Everything you do every day of your life continues to form part of the image that you build for yourself. That is why you need speech etiquette. You need to learn how to speak to people. You need to learn how to relate to people and things within the society, wherever you may find yourself, so that you can be a good ambassador of your family. You can represent yourself well, represent your children well, represent your spouse well. If I represent the system that you claim to be fighting for well, so that all these elements, how can you be fighting for elements who you disgrace, elements that are not proud of you? Then you are fighting, you are not fighting for anybody. You are only being insensitive. You are only showing your lack of emotional intelligence. There is a way that you speak to people who are younger than you, people who are your mates, people who are older than you. There is a way that you speak to people who occupy certain positions in life. In Yoruba land, anybody who is old enough to be your mom or your dad, you give them that respect. If they are just old enough to be your older sibling, you give them that respect. If they occupy respectable, prestigious positions, you give them. We give honor to whom honor is due. That's the way we were brought up. And that is what we should go out to show to the world, that we've been brought up well as African girls. I'll see you again, and bye for now.